Raceway. This is also the first win for the Camry here at Phoenix. Kasey, talk a little bit about your win out there today.
Well, it was a big win for our whole Red Bull team. All the guys did an awesome job, and to win on a new track like this, it was technical. It was difficult at times. Early in the race, it was a lot different than any time I've been on it when we tested here from Friday. So it was just different. We had to work on the car as the rubber came on the track. Then it started changing more, and it was a hard-fought day. And the Red Bull team did a great job with the pit stops and with the adjustments throughout the race to get us back to the front and just put us in position to have a shot.
Joining Kasey here is crew chief Kenny Francis. Can you talk about what it looked like from the pit box today and the win here with Kasey?
Yeah, from the pit box, it was the track changed a lot. It wasn't really surprising. I think everyone knew it was going to do something. We just didn't know what, so everyone's kind of guessing. So, we started and went in one direction, then had to turn around and go back in the other direction to get the car to work. But all in all, we made a lot of adjustments on the car and actually got it, reasonable and pretty fast there at the end. So we were pretty happy with it.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Kenny and Kasey. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start down here with Tom.
Hi, guys. Tom Jensen, Speed.com. Congratulations to both of you. Your team is supposed to be shutting down in 8 days. Kasey, you're second in points during the chase behind only Edwards and Stewart, who are tied for the most. How have you guys put this streak together with the pressure of knowing the team is closing down around you?
Well, we're lucky that everybody has kept working hard and has kept stayed after it, preparing great race cars. We're bringing awesome cars to the track. I wouldn't say there's it's a brand new car. I wouldn't say there's anyone out there that's building better cars at this time. I mean, the Red Bull guys are doing an awesome job, and they haven't given up. And it's tough to hear you say it's shutting down in 8 days. I mean, to me, you have over the last 3 months one of the best, or one of the top 5 cars in NASCAR. Teams out there is shutting down, and that's crazy. But I think it's just the people. They haven't given up. They're doing a great job, and we've been able to stay focused. And I love racing. If I'm in a race car, I want to do the best that I can. And Kenny Francis has given me some cars in the last few months that we've been able to perform with and run with Carl and Tony, who have been probably the 2 best.
Thank you.
Questions for Kasey or Kenny? Raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Go ahead in the back. Sorry.
This is for both of you. For Kasey, I want to know your impressions of driving on the track, because I know there was some concern coming here on the new pavement. And then for Kenny, what kind of information did you guys have coming in that you could use, and what did you kind of have to gather and learn as you went along this weekend?
Well, from my side, to me, other than the track being slippery, and that's a hard tire, it's a brand new surface, it takes time to rubber in and takes time to get kind of old and gritty and things. And so the entry to the corners are slippery. The car slides a little bit more than you would like, but that's part of this place. It's actually kind of like that with the old track too, because it's real flat when you turn off the wall. So it's somewhat of a slippy track, technical track at times. And as the rubber went onto the racetrack, I really think this place is really cool, and I think it's going to only get better as time goes on. And I think it raced probably the best that I can remember a brand new race surface racing on the first race. I think it's going to only get better. It's going to be a pretty exciting track, and I think you're going to have a lot of the drivers and teams and fans looking forward to racing at Phoenix, looking forward to coming to Phoenix twice a year.
For my half of the question, I guess it was what kind of information did we have to work with? We had the test back in October where we gathered, a lot of information, ran a lot of laps here, kind of got an idea what we thought the car kind of liked, as far as the setup, which was different than what we had run here in the past, because we ran real good here in the spring race on the old track. It was completely different from that. So we felt like it was sort of similar to Loudon, and we kind of used that kind of as kind of a basis for our thoughts. But we came back, we raced a different setup than we tested. We raced a different setup than Loudon, but it was kind of all, you're thinking in those kind of directions. So, then once we started the race, we knew the track was going to be a lot different than how we practiced, and we knew it was going to change through the day. We just didn't know what it was going to do. So, we were just fortunate to be able to adjust correctly and get our car pretty good.
Okay, do we have any questions from downstairs?
No questions.
Do we have any questions from the press box?
Lee Spencer of Fox Sports. Congratulations, gentlemen. Kasey, just coming into Red Bull and being a newbie there, what do you think is the difference between the type of performance that you've been able to put up this year and the performance of your teammate Brian Vickers?
Well, I feel like coming to Red Bull was exciting for me. It was something new and a change, and I was really looking forward to coming over here and having one strong year here. And I've been able to work with Kenny and Keith, and we just keep trying to get a little bit better each week. They keep trying to give me things to make me be able to go around the track as fast as I can. And I'm not sure how Brian and those guys go at it, but he's been a great teammate. And Ryan Pemberton's been awesome to work with. He's always got a ton of enthusiasm, and they're both in victory lane after the race congratulating us, and they're right there in all of our debriefs and things. So it's been a lot of fun working with those guys, and like I said, I was excited to go to Red Bull this year and to be able to have fun and have a good teammate and work with a lot of good people over there. It's been cool. It's been a lot of fun.
Question to the crew chief, Mr. Kenny Francis, Wolfgang Monser from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. 3 little questions to you. Can you give a short explanation why you have entered here a third car? Number 2, will you enter also a third car in Homestead? And number 3, the latest rumor, especially in Austria, is concerning the selling of the team, that Mr. Matic's former business partner in Formula 1 and ex-F1 driver Gerhard Berger is involved to take the team over. Can you get any comment to that?
I think they ran the third car here with Cole Witt just because Cole's been a Red Bull driver his whole career, kind of, and I think they just wanted to give him a shot. And we had the equipment in the shop. It was just a matter of putting it together and bringing it out here for him. So I think kind of all along they wanted to give Cole a shot. It was just kind of the timing of it, when to do it. But so as far as I know, Cole's going to run next week, which I think's good. I think Cole's a good guy, and he deserves to have a shot and get some experience. As far as anything, with the selling of the team or whatever, I don't really have any knowledge of any of that. So I couldn't speak to that even if I did, but I have no idea what's going on with that.
Jorge Mendaca, FoxSports.com. Kenny, Kasey, you both have known that this was a one-year deal and then you're heading off to Hendrick Motorsports. But can you talk a little bit about the emotions of getting Red Bull possibly its last win as an organization?
Well, it feels really good, but hopefully it's not their last win. Hopefully I think we're going to have a shot next week too. I'm looking forward to Homestead, and but I mean it feels great to get a win for Red Bull and get a win in the 4-car. It's something new for both of us to come over and kind of have a one-year deal, and it takes time to get familiar with things and the people and working together, and to win a race at this level, as competitive as everything is right now, for myself, and to see how happy all the pit crew guys were and the guys preparing the race cars at Red Bull it was pretty cool. It makes you feel pretty good to be part of that.
Go ahead,
Yeah, I think from my perspective on, like you said, hopefully we can have a shot at it next week too. We should. We got a good chance. But the biggest thing for me was just how proud I am of the guys that put these cars together. I mean, these are we build all these things in house, pretty much the whole thing. So to see this team, it's kind of go their own way, do their own thing type of team. So, to see them, we feel like we've been growing all year and getting better and better and better. So to finally cap it off with a win, I'm just really proud of the guys. I'm really excited for the guys that built these cars and put all the effort into making this happen. We were just kind of the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot going on underneath for sure. That those guys deserve a lot of credit and a lot of pats on the back for this win for sure.
Reed Spencer for Sporting News. Kasey, personally, was this a statement win for you of sorts, proving that you can get a win in this equipment and that basically you're not just biding your time before you take off for Hendrick Motorsports?
Yeah, I mean we have great cars, so I feel like each week I'm going to the racetrack with as good a car as anybody out there, which has been really nice this season. And I just we haven't won in a while, and it's there's been a lot of ups and downs, and we were able to, to finally put it. We put the whole race together today, and then had a little luck and everything that falls into winning a race. We had it today, and that's what you need to win at this level right now. So it was great. It feels great to win, and I look forward to next year and look forward to Homestead. And every time I get to race a car, I look forward to it. It's pretty cool to get to do what I do.
Any more questions from the press box?
We're good.
Okay, we'll take our next one from Lewis, then Jim.
Louis Frank of Reuters. Kasey, as a driver who's won multiple times, and I apologize for reminding you of this long drought, I mean, how do you feel? We've touched upon how good it feels to win, but it's been since 2009, I guess, since your last win. So what does that do for you?
Well, I think it gives you confidence. It's a great time to win late in the season, and, with a 2-month off season coming up, it's definitely a good time to win a race. And but these last couple months, the last, I don't know if it's 10 races or 12 or even more than that, 15, we've been really competitive and really fast. And there at the beginning of that, when we got competitive, we had a little bit of bad luck and things happened and didn't, get the result that we were looking for. But since it's been great. So I've been each weekend going into the week, into the race, feeling confident and feeling like we had a shot, and then to win a race, it even boosts you even more, and definitely boosts the guys and things. So it's been good. The pit crew guys, they've really stepped up the last couple months, which has been exciting from my standpoint. I come into the pits and know we're gonna have a good stop and know it, we're gonna be in the mix still. That's pretty good. So it's like Kenny said, there's a lot of people under us that have really performed, really put a lot of time and effort into this. So that the 4-car was able to win today.
Okay. Go ahead with your question, Jim.
Jim Uttershaw, Observer. Kasey, out in Victory Lane, you talked about how it took time to get adjusted at Red Bull, and it took time to learn the cars and everything. Do you have any concerns or how do you feel about what next year is? Is it going to be starting over again, do you think, or is it not as not a big as change as coming to like a Red Bull for one season, since Kenny will be with you, or how do you look at the start of next season?
Well, I think it's always, just any time you change, it's going to be different, and we're able to test the 5-car at Charlotte, and just some of the feelings and things were definitely different than what we have right now and what I've had in the past. So you have to figure that out, and as long as myself and Kenny are communicating well and trying to work together. We go to lunch a lot and just try to run through things and think about stuff. Hopefully we can figure it out, pretty quickly. This season we started off pretty good at times, and then there's other times we were down a little bit. But, Hendrick Motorsports has a really good platform, and they have a lot of people there that are solid. So I feel like we can step in there and be pretty competitive off the bat. But it's going to take time to be really strong as what we want to be when we're racing over there.
Any final questions for Kasey and Kenny? Okay, we'll take one right here from Bruce.
Bruce Martin, SI.com. Kasey, although you're not in the championship chase, we've got two really determined drivers that are the only two left. Just how do you kind of look back as a fellow racer and kind of size that battle up?
Well, it's been fun to watch, from my standpoint. I think the last couple of weeks I start right behind them. They start the 2 spots in front of me. I race with them and race right behind them, and to be able to beat them today, feels pretty good. But they've put on a great show. I mean, Carl's been really consistent and really fast all season long, and Tony stepped up, like no other in the chase. So it's pretty impressive what those two guys have done, and it's going to be the same way at Homestead. I feel like it's going to go right to the very end of that race before we know who's going to be the champion, and that's just hopefully we're in the mix, because those two are going to be up front.
All right, any last questions? All right, Kenny, Kasey, congratulations. Good luck next weekend.